Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Charlie.
Have been on the website. They weren't necessarily sent out as an email. The one question I had when I read the minutes, I thought we had a lengthy debate about how we establish a quorum for a meeting like this. The original wording in the bylaws was that at an annual meeting we needed 20 members plus the officers. For a regular meeting we needed 15 members plus the officers. I don't even know if we made 20 members plus the officers here. It's going to be close. We had a lengthy debate, and I thought Jay made a motion. Why don't we change those to percentages? Let's go for 20% of the membership at the annual meeting plus the officers, 15% of the membership for a regular meeting plus the officers. And I thought that made sense in terms of maintaining the need for a quorum so you don't have 2 or 3 people show up at a meeting and make decisions concerning the whole guild that the membership may not like. But let's say, just about everybody here, maybe almost everybody's got gray hair. In 5 years, the club membership could be 30 people. We may have to adjust dues. But if you're trying to get 20 members out of 30 people, that's 2/3. If you're trying to get 20% out of 30 people, you got six people plus the officers. It's easier to meet the quorum. So we may need to discuss that in old business. That was my one disagreement with my perception of the meeting last year versus the minutes from last year. The minutes from last year don't reflect that we took a vote to change to percentages. And I think my recollection is most of the members thought that was a good idea because of the reasonings that was discussed.
I thought we did some kind of verbal agreement on that.
Yeah, there was a caveat. I think either Richard or Joe said, let's run that by a lawyer first to make sure that change makes sense. Is appropriate.
Right.
And Richard did run questions by a lawyer. They said, it's a good idea to maintain a quorum, but how you adjust your quorum is kind of up to the club. Was that the impression you got?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can bring it up in old business, but I wanted to mention that was my one disagreement as I read the minutes from last year. It didn't necessarily reflect that lengthy discussion and what I thought was a vote to switch to percentages.
And let me add to that. As far as the meeting was concerned, we did have a vote, and at the end of the vote, there was so much confusion and chaos. Dave said, hey, let's put this off, leave it up to a committee. Let a committee make recommendations to the membership, and then make a decision. We can do that at the next meeting. So effectively, that's what several of us got together and decided that we should follow the club rules as they stand right now. There's a lot of reasons for doing that. Let me explain those reasons. There's reasons for going both ways. As Ned mentioned, you go by a percentage and we get down to a small percentage, a small number of club members. It can be a problem because you require a very minimal amount for a quorum, and they could take over the club. And that puts us in a difficult position. When we got 70 members, having a percentage isn't too bad of a deal. Think about it right now. We're 66 members. We're talking about 15%. That means all we need is 9 members to make decisions for this club. So if we go with something like that, maybe the percentage should be higher, which would beat the number we've got right now, minimum of 20. We're talking about today, we need a minimum of 20 members and 4 officers. And we've only got 21 total here. That's not enough to actually meet the requirement for 20. So
how many's here today?
21. 22 now, Dutch is here.
22, yeah, he just signed
Including
it.
the officers?
Right.
Including the officers.
So if by the old rules, unless that vote from last year counts, we don't have a quorum right now.
That sounds pretty stupid.
They have to table it then until we can find another time.
Or we can go by the vote from last year. Percentages, we would meet the percentage requirement.
Yes, sir.
We wouldn't meet the number requirement.
It's a catch-22, and I know people to change the vote, and the vote has to be changed. So,
Are we counting
We
the young
voted, but
people
we never
that are in
seconded it either. That was something that
our
happened
club?
this year.
Are we counting young people that are in the club?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Are we
The
counting
under
the young
16
people?
youth members are full members as far as voting is concerned. It's not addressed in the bylaws anywhere, so we either accept them as full members or not, but it's not specified.
Well, they paid their dues, right?
We've never made a distinction.
All right.
If they're full
So are they
members,
being counted in the 21?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Did
Probably
you guys
not.
sign
Couple
in?
kids here.
I did.
Members?
Gene, did the junior members sign in? Max, did you sign in today?
Yes.
Okay.
Are there any other junior members here?
No.
Okay, did you sign in?
I signed him in.
There's a
Okay.
clipboard floating around there.
I
Who's got
signed
the
him in.
clipboard? Gene, do you have it? There's a floating around.
He
there
signed
somewhere.
in, I signed him in.
It's on the table,
Okay.
President.
He's trying to
Is it
say
up
he
on the
signed it
table?
in. That's what he's trying to say.
You did sign?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Same time.
All right,
Sometimes you have to yell.
Well,
questions answered.
We don't officially have enough to do business theoretically.
in that case, we're gonna have to table it and treat it like a regular meeting and go from there. Except we won't be able to reaffirm the officers who I think are supposed to stay on until we do change.
Well, I'd go through the meeting and then we'll have to deal with it at the end with a, somehow, you know.
Well, I
Are
got
we
a
done?
question. If we can't get a quorum, like right now, if we can't get enough quorum bodies at a Fun Fly meeting, last year Dave sent out a lot of emails. It was like pulling teeth to get a quorum. We finally did. We have a lot of members last year.
Oh, a big crowd.
But we have had, in the past, we have had annual meetings where we did not meet the quorum. Fortunately, the existing board agreed to stay on, so there didn't have to be elections. You know, I don't know how fuzzy we want to be when we're running the club, but we got very close to a quorum. It seems to be silly to say, well, we need to postpone this, and hopefully we'll get a quorum in December.
Yeah, right.
You know, yeah.
I'm hoping quite sure.
Can a regular meeting change these rules?
Probably not.
No,
No.
Change,
Not
an
according to the
amendment to the
Constitution.
bylaws
Okay.
has to be done.
At an annual?
Constitution may be amended by a proposal of the board and passed by a 2/3 majority vote at a meeting with the quorum of the current members. So if we called this a regular meeting,
Then we'd
Then
have
we could-
enough,
we could
we
change-
could
we could
vote
make
on
the
it,
amendment
then we
to go
could
with
immediately
percentages,
follow that
and
with
we
the
would
annual
do the
meeting and
percentages.
finish our business.
yes,
It says at a quorum though, with a quorum.
with, at a meeting with, so we're voting to change the quorum when we haven't met
Yeah,
the quorum.
Catch 22.
You know, I probably will be in the minority, or at least there will be disagreement. To me, this is a loose social group.
Right.
You know, going by really strict Robert's Rules of Order, shooting ourselves in the foot. To me, anybody who cared enough to show up at an annual meeting and go to Fun Fly is here. I don't see any reason we can't have an election and maybe vote on making this amendment to go with percentages, which we would meet today. But that's just my opinion.
Right, it's really, it's an RC club where I don't think we have to get too worried about the particulars here. I would accept the idea that we voted on it last December, and let's say we did. I think we probably did. I don't know if everybody
We
seconded.
did vote on it, yes.
Did vote, and everybody agreed that we
No,
could
they
go with
didn't,
percent.
but that's beside the point.
No, not everybody, but there was a large majority that
majority
voted to
did,
go with
yeah.
percentages. So if we went by last year's vote, if we can agree that last year the majority of the people at that meeting, after a lengthy discussion, I originally moved to eliminate the quorum. That discussion proved to me it was a bad idea because then you can have two people show up at the annual meeting and run the club. So Jay said, why don't we just change the percentages, and it makes it less dependent on having a big club versus a small club. And to me, in my recollection, because it was my motion, I was really paying attention. The majority of the members raised their hands and said, "Yeah, let's do that." And then either you or Rich said, "Okay, that's the vote, but let's run it by a lawyer first," which we've now done. So I think your idea of going by last year's vote solves this problem right now.
what if we did this? We've got everybody here basically that was here last year, numbers-wise. What if we go ahead and propose a slate of officers and have them accept position if they're voted, send out a ballot to every member, let them return it by mail, and
We can
have
do
a
that. We
slate
can do the
that's
same-
recommended? Would that
We can
work?
do the same thing about the quorum, with the quorum in the
Right,
same
yeah.
time.
The two questions could be answered that way.
Simple postcard out, sign it, send
We
it
would
back
have-
for
we
both
have
these
time to
issues.
do that
Email.
before
Can we
the
just
end
do
of
it
the
by,
meeting.
via email?
Email it.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Amen.
There are people, and I will say this as being experienced, that don't look at their emails for weeks at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
There's people that put them in the spam folder inadvertently or whatever. It doesn't work 100%, but
There's a small number of people.
I'm
Yeah.
sure we could get a quorum though.
we
with a
will get
proxy.
enough response out of them, I'm certain for that, yeah. But if we get those two issues out, and solidify what we're voting on here. We can do that, we just can't solidify it today. We can put out
Besides
email.
voting on the quorum and voting for officers, are there any other pressing issues that we would have
would
tried to
require-
resolve today?
That would require a non-meeting quorum.
I don't think we have any other
I don't
pressing
think of
issues.
any. The approval of dues is basically a null, I think,
Yeah.
for that.
If the treasurer is moving to keep the due structure the way it is, if the finances are doing okay, we don't have any major decisions to make.
I really know. But there's, if we can boil down those two things to an actual ballot that we can mail out, or email, whichever way you prefer, it makes very little difference to me.
Maybe both, yeah.
Well, Jim,
It really
I
has
see
to
another
be, really has to
club
be
at
an
one time.
email
Wasn't it
so that they can
RC
respond
club?
to an email somewhere.
But,
We need a central
one of the
email
ways
that they
we
can
handled
respond
the
to.
ballots is we sent out the ballots by email, and the ones that didn't get answered, that didn't send their ballots back in, we made a phone call to them.
We can do that too.
You know,
But we have to put
touch
a
base
time,
with them.
gotta put a time limit on it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Now,
That way
one
you
question,
get everybody's vote.
you know, if
or
we're
as many as
sticklers for
possible.
bylaws and we're gonna go to that extreme to meet the bylaws, is that kind of a vote allowed for in the bylaws?
I don't know why it
Yeah,
It
would.
wouldn't be,
It
yeah,
is.
as long as it's, you know.
Proxy votes are allowed.
Well, it's,
So that
it's
would
not really even a
technically be
proxy.
but
They
not
can
a
be, done-
proxy.
it can be done
It's
by
not-
mail.
it's not a
It's
proxy.
Mail-in ballot,
It's
you know,
a- it's a-
simply
We're
mail-in
asking
ballot.
for a specific vote on a specific issue from every voting member, every official member, not just the ones that are here, but the rest of the club as well at that event.
If you've got enough proxy votes, that creates a quorum.
We're not worried about the proxy issue right now.
I'm just saying, if you have enough votes by mail, that creates a quorum. It says that in the bylaws.
Okay.
Okay, we
We'll have
can do
it,
that, yeah.
Then whenever they check off, that's what we got.
Does that mean we stop counting when we get them out? Or do we wait till after the cutoff date and total them?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, Mr.
All right.
Point.
So in terms of the agenda for today, that was kind of a discussion of whether we're accepting the minutes from last year. Are we going to have a treasurer's report? Are we going to have the proposal ballots, the proposal slate of officers? Did you have the agenda, Joe?
I don't.
I think Joe had it.
All right, well, just, I mean, we started off with call to order, approve the minutes. Are we gonna rate,
Yeah, I think,
we're gonna, who wants the motion, we approve the minutes?
yeah.
Yep. All in favor, okay,
Yep.
minutes are approved. We
Yeah,
got
my
the-
copy
We have a
of that.
president's report. Is that anything you wanted to
My
report
copy of
particularly?
the,
Can't think of anything to report.
All right, well, there we go. Beautiful day.
I misplaced one ahead.
What's next after?
Treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report?
Hang on. You got too many books.
Too much weight. Oh, here it is.
Essentially, the nutshell is on it that we took in less money last year. I'll give you some numbers in a minute. And we had a little bit bigger expenses. Looking at it, ledger balance as of 12/20 or 12/12 last year, we had $5,220.48 on the ledger. The 2024-25 income from that date till today, we took in $4,328.01 on dues. Fund flies, we had $85. Club swag sales was $95, and we had donations of $20. Total income was $45,2801. That was money in. The expenses for this year was field rental was $2,900. I just got that the other day and paid that. The AMA charger was $215. Rumpke services is $757.90 for the year. Field maintenance, things like fuel, windsock, mulch, various things that we've done around here was $531.62. Food for meetings and fun flies that wasn't covered by the donations or whatever was $196.99. Office supplies, which includes the post office box, was $264.18. Door prizes was $180, and that's accounting today's. Mower purchase and repairs was $912.85. We've had two issues since we purchased the mower, so I've rolled it all into one. The ending ledger balance as of today in the checkbook is $3,761.94. The CDs, we've got two CDs. We've got the old one, which was a 12-month. The current balance, and this was as of 5/11, it's a 12-month CD. It pays every 12 months. It's $1,306.15. The one that we bought last year is a 5-month. It's matured twice. It'll mature again sometime 5 months from now. And as of 10/14, it was $2,124.37. Total on those is $3430.52 for the CDs. The grand total of assets is $7,192.46 as of today. But that's not counting money that I got for some of the swag and stuff a while ago that I haven't registered with.
We got 2 years worth of operating right there,
Well,
essentially.
12 last year till today. So
Well
it
over
was
a
part
year's
of 24, part of 25.
Well over a year.
Meeting to meeting. That's when the report goes.
Did you say you just paid Mott's recently?
Yes, last week.
Is that when we normally pay it toward the end of the year?
Usually it's been in the early part of the year they've been notifying us. Back in 24, they did not send us anything. It wasn't asked about anything until late in the year. And then they sent it in late in the year and we paid it late in the year.
We had to call them.
Yeah, we had to call them for some strange reason. Well, this year, Dave, I know you were going to check into it. I'm not sure if you did or not, but I got another pay thing from them, an invoice from the same people I got last year, basically the same date in October. And with his concurrence, I went ahead and paid it. That's kind of an operating thing that's normal. It doesn't require a vote on our part. It is what it is.
So that was the payment for 2025?
That's for 2025. We're paying it kind of in arrears.
I see.
So
Well, as Mott's happy
previously
with
we
it, that's
paid
fine.
it earlier, but there's about an 18-month period there that it floated.
And that's our major expense. Has that increased over last year? Has there been a change in that?
Yeah, it went up about $100, I think, or $150 this time from last year. And it's gone up basically every year about that much too.
I know the last time I paid it was about $2,400.
Yeah, it's going up
$100 a
It's
year.
a
reasonable.
little bit at a time, yeah. And for those of you that don't know, or the newer guys, we are very dependent on Motz's goodwill. That's why the sign's about not driving on the field out there. Try to remind you guys to mind your P's and Q's, follow our rules. It wouldn't take one thing to bust us and have us kicked out of here with no recourse. And we've been here too long and enjoy it too much to have that happen. So please help us out, okay? And don't get upset if we call you on it.
We still get milk out of that cow.
That's my report.
Do you have a recommend, is it increase or keeping the dues the same?